The daughter of Earl Hebner is training under Cody Rhodes, and did Scott Hall come up with Sting's Crow gimmick? This is Wrestling Up. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report for June 16th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Up and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. After People magazine put Dwayne Johnson on top of their list of 100 reasons to love America, The Rock said this to People about getting into politics. Not a politician, nor did I ever have political passions, and quite frankly, I'm not sure I even have the patience or resignation to deal with the BS that comes with politics and politicians. But when 46% of Americans say they're in favor of me becoming president, that forces me to humbly and respectively stand up, listen, and learn. While many have touted the idea of Johnson running for president in the US, we'll have to see if it comes to fruition, especially given his filming schedule. Speaking with Out of Character, Drew McIntyre recalled the persona he was pitched when he started out in WWE. When I was about to come out of FCW, I remember the character, and some people have heard of this, but many haven't. But my character pitch was going to be the runway man, or I was going to be a male model. I think this is what became a Fandango eventually. It was kind of modified, but yeah, there was going to be a catwalk, and I was going to walk to the ring as a male model. That was the whole thing, and I was like, alright, I'll make it work. So it was pitched to me while I was working on stuff. I was 265 when I was tagging with Wade in FCW, and I leaned down to the size of the Chosen One, which was about 230. I was getting ready to be a male model, and then I went to TV. I had my sit down with Vince, and I made it clear that I didn't love it, but I'll make it work. Whatever he thinks is best, but thankfully he did not feel it was best, and just kinda let me be myself and did the Chosen One thing, but I was almost the runway man. Appearing on the 83 Weeks podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Scott Hall talked about the NWO's impact on his life after wrestling. I've got 3 signings in the New York area, and I'll be darned, and I'm sure you see it, Eric Bischoff. You go to these appearances, and praise God, there's always a long line. I'm amazed. I haven't watched wrestling in forever, but there's always a line. But now there's little kids that will come up with a little NWO shirt throwing the wolf pack up, and I'm going, you weren't even born when this was happening, and they'll talk to you about the whole angle. So thank you to WWE Network for keeping us vital, and all those guys in WWE merch for coming out with sweet merch. Yeah, I mean, I'm making 6 figures just off merch, and every once in a while when you make an appearance you get paid more. The funny part is that now, when I hardly ever work for them or do anything, the payoffs are always better. It's always first class airfare. They always have a driver at the airport. Now when I was filling seats for them and traveling all over the world, I couldn't get anything. Speaking of Scott Hall, he also said on the 83 Weeks podcast that he was responsible for Sting's Crow gimmick. As he revealed, it was my very first TV in Macon, Georgia. Of course, the boys get there early, and we're there early. I'm wearing the denim vest and jeans for my opening segment and stuff, and I'm in there and Sting is applying his makeup. At this time, he's still wearing his surfer color, neon and happy guy tights, but he's letting his hair grow out. I didn't really know Sting, and I never really had any heat with him, but he was the top guy when I was there before, and I was a bottom guy. We didn't move in these same circles, we never wrestled, and we never interacted. I'm one of those guys that if I think it, I say it. I don't care what our relationship is. He's putting his makeup on, and I said, "You're growing your hair out, huh?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I guess frying it all those years is hard on you." He goes, "Yeah, it was really starting to damage it." I said, "That's cool, but you still gonna wear the happy guy tights?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm thinking, now I remember why we didn't hang out. I said, "Have you ever seen The Crow?" He goes, "No." And I said, "It's this dark character with the white face paint and the dark lines." I said, "I ain't telling you to rip off Taker, but rip off Taker. Different territory. It's not quite as bad." The way I heard it, he ran it by Bischoff. They went yes, and we're off to the races. To me, I don't need any credit for it. It's just the right thing to do. I never knew Sting, and we're a little friendlier these days. To me, once you give a guy an idea and it works, you have a connection with that guy. I never made a road trip with Sting. We may have eaten dinner once or twice, but I can look across the locker room after that and point at him and go, "There's my boy." You get that kind of bond. I don't know if it happens in other businesses because I've only been in the wrestling business, but you connect with guys on different levels. You might give a guy an idea of a move to do and it gets over for him, or something to say in an interview that works. You don't forget the guys who help you, and you don't forget the guys who screw you over. Pro Wrestling star ACH has apparently retired again, with him writing, "No need for the dramatic or emotional wordplay. As of today, I will officially step away from pro wrestling. Thank you for all the support and love." This is not the first time he has announced retirement. After being on NXT as Jordan Miles, he would leave WWE over a t-shirt design which appeared to use blackface, as he was soon released. He would promptly return to the Indies, then announce retirement in the process, with him now ending his career once again. The Hebner family is known for being referees in pro wrestling, as Earl's daughter Katie is getting into the business. The only difference is she wants to wrestle. Cody Rhodes played a part in her training, and after a year outside the ring due to the pandemic, Katie has given an update on training, saying this on Facebook. "Last night I returned to the ring after about a year and a half. Not only that, but I got an amazing opportunity to train under Cody Rhodes, who first and foremost is a wrestler, but more importantly the VP of AEW, the company that I had my eyes set on. This is a new and refreshing experience. It cuts out all the other middleman stuff that other promotions have and allows me to be in front of the right people if I play my cards right. So here's to making something happen. Let's go." Speaking to Ryan Satin, Drew McIntyre touched on fans being critical of his involvement in the WWE title scene. "I understand some fans may be like, ugh, I'd like a new fresh face in the picture. Realistically, I've been fighting for the title or been champion for over a year now, which is a pretty significant time, but I don't think anyone is saying, oh my goodness, Drew's not working as hard as he can to give us the best matches possible and do the best he can with every interview possible. I think it's more I would like to see something different here and see Drew do something different over here." Now McIntyre is set to go one-on-one with Bobby Lashley for the title at Hell in a Cell on Sunday. On Wrestling with Brandon F. Walker, the two-time WWE Hall of Famer Booker T touched on the run of Roman Reigns in WWE. "I've said this for the last 3 years that Roman is the best guy in the business just because he's a guy that goes out and performs at a very, very high level, but everyone that works with Roman, they have their best match. They come up another level. They may not ever have a match like that ever again, but when they're in there with Roman, Roman goes out and does everything he needs to do from a professional standpoint, from a general perspective, to make everything about the match and give the fans what they want. So he's my guy. He's the #1 guy in the business right now." Reigns has been Universal Champion for nearly 300 days, with him not looking to be losing anytime soon, as he'll face Rey Mysterio at Hell in a Cell. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.